Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. In Monster Strike, recently Shiro from Gamewith put up a video talking about his top 10 monsters in the game. So in this video, I thought I would look at his picks, talk about my feelings about each. And then number 10, he chose Solomon Ascension. And I'm glad that he chose her because I really like her too. And I think even now, and then even when she was released, she is underrated. She's not as simple a New Year's character as like Lucifer or Mana, but I think she's more relevant now more than ever. But she is a Pierce with a quadruple null, and then 3 of those nulls are still really good. The Minesweeper, Null Block, Null Magic Circle. The Null Wind, not really much. We haven't really seen too much of that in the game. I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere. But she also does not have the null speed down wall, which also I don't know if that's going to go anywhere soon. But yeah, the quadruple null, and then the bump combo, which is not easy to use, but it is very powerful. The bomb throw, and then the lock-on weak point piercer. And then the strike shot, which slowly has gotten more and more useful. There have been some high difficulty quests lately where I've really liked that barrier, which can block all damage, so Solomon, big thumbs up, and should still be useful. I actually have to kind of remind myself to use her, just because I've used her so much in the past that I kind of feel like she's done. But that's not the case at all. She's still super duper good. Okay, and then Shiro, he did choose 2 characters for the number 10 spot, and the second was Toma, transcendent. This is an interesting choice, but I think it works. And then he's the only non-limited character on this list, so that goes to show how powerful he is. But he also has a triple null, Pierce, Flight, Super Null Damage Wall, Null Wind. Again, the Wind, not super useful in a bunch of places. But he does have the 8-turn Null Everything Strike Shot, which is kind of extra good on him, because he is a Pierce, and because he has the Flight Null Damage Wall. Even on the turns where he doesn't get the Strike Shot, he can still kind of muddle through the gravity barriers and warps. He won't take damage from the 2 damaging gimmicks. But bump combo, it's the speed up and blast bump. And then this has been kind of a magic bump combo set ever since Son Goku first came out, like, what, 4 or 5 years ago? But yeah, really great support character. But because of his strike shot, he can be a good attacker as well. And then he's got the Slayer, which works on the anti-bounce guys, and those just keep appearing in high-level quests, so he's good in all kinds of different places. You might be surprised how many places he is good. He is worth a try. Okay, number 9 was Metatron Alpha, and this also I was really happy to see chosen. I remember when the Summer Alpha, those second wave of Summer Alpha units came out, more people were kind of focused on Sandalphon Alpha, but I knew that Metatron Alpha was the good one, and I was very lucky to pull her. But she's a Pierce with Null Warp, Null Block. That's always a useful double null. And then Weak Point Slayer, passive in her, so she's a very good direct attacker. And then attack at 25,000 before the gauge. That means she's pretty strong. She'd be a good candidate for the Kin Strength Ableberry. So she's really good, like, for herself to do damage, but she's also a good support character. She has the speed up as well, especially in the high difficulty quests. This is a very important bump combo to have. And then there's the Bound Bomb, which is another way that she can get extra damage in there. Also, the Weak Point Slayer goes into there. And then her other 2 support abilities, one is her Strike Shot. She can improve the efficacy of the weak point, which will work on later turns, of course, for other characters, but works really well on her own turn as well, when she gets the speeding power up and then the Weak Point Slayer. And then finally, she has the Strike Shot Turn Charge, which is famously very good with Deck, and then using that pair to go through the Kinky. But you can pair her with any character that has a good strike shot, and then get good use out of that. So yeah, very happy to see Metatron Alpha on the list. Okay, next up is Excalibur Evolution. And this character, I knew right away when he was announced that I was really going to like him, and I have liked him. But him being the Pierce with a null block, plus the null everything strike shot, I think that's what makes him broken. If he did not have the null block, I don't think he'd be nearly as good, but yeah, because he has that, very, very strong, very usable. He can go almost anywhere. But yeah, decent bump combo, although that's not really the main reason why you want to use him. And then he has ways to really speed up his own strike shot, so he can get that out more often. And then protection, that defensive skill, which he's still the only one that has it. And yeah, just he ignores a lot of attacks just because they're not strong enough. The thing about this guy, though, is that if you don't use him, then you don't know how good he is. But the more that you do use him, the more strong you know he is. Okay, next up was Gabrielle Evolution. And of all of the characters on this list, I would like her the most. I do have one Gabrielle who's in the Ascension form, but I really, really want this Evolution form, so I'd love to pull another. Her too, she's kind of underrated, again, compared to her Ascension version, but she's really great. But she has the bounce with the null damage wall, and then plus the null warp for this new version, and then the light, and then the dark slayer. So she has elemental advantages on 3 elements, which really improves her versatility for the number of quests that she can go to, and then also the new null ability, the null warp, also really improves her versatility. But bump combo is the super chain lightning, and then I think a lot of people were hoping that she would get the hold-in. So when she got the super chain lightning, a lot of people were disappointed and then dismissed her. But I don't think that's warranted at all. This is still a very strong bump combo. And then he becomes a Pierce Null Everything Strike Shot. Turn count is a little bit high for a Null Everything, but still very powerful, very usable. So yeah, she's great. I'd love another drop of her. Okay, next was Lorelei Transcendent. This might be surprising, but she's like the best farmer in the game with her homing shot. And what's funny is that everybody knew this even before she got her Transcendent form. But yeah, she lived up to the expectations of everybody. But very low stats. She does have the double null, but neither are the enhanced versions, so that kind of limits her as far as direct attacking damage, but that's not why you're using her. And then one kind of surprising part about her is her sub-bump combo, her Super Icicle. Everybody focuses on her homing shot, but the Super Icicle really helps out as well. Good source of damage itself, and then it can also take down the homing absorbers, so good synergy there. I don't know if I would have included her on this list, but I can understand why Shiro would do this. Okay, the next one I completely agree, and that is Nostradamus Transcendent. She is super duper strong, and I really don't use her enough. I really should. But she's a little similar to Gabrielle Evolution in that she has elemental advantages in 3 elements. But her being water, she'd be good in fire quests, of course, but also has the light and dark slayer. And I think she gets better use of it more than Gabrielle because she is a Pierce. But also has the Super Minesweeper and the Null Block. That's the same as the old Ascension version, which I was always a fan of and I used a ton. So to see that come over just as it is, and then get really recognized as a strong character was very gratifying for me. But she keeps the speed up. That's another character that's very good for the high difficulty quests because of that. And then the Expanding Bomb, which is, you know, it's okay, but it does have the blast bump capability, so that's nice support there as well. And then Strike Shot was also improved. It's kind of like a meteor that hits everybody and pierces and everything, so yeah, pretty strong. But the #1 improvement to her is her Super Minesweeper. This is kind of a broken ability, which maybe they should not have put into the game. It's not game-breaking, but almost. But basically, starts every stage with 4 mines on her. So the first 4 hits of her are going to be super enhanced. And then, so even work in quests where there are no mines at all, so it can kind of break the balance of some quests. But yeah, she's a lot of fun to use, good support, very versatile, good in high difficulty quests, so very happy to have her. Okay, next up, number 4 was NoNo Alpha. And I know Shiro has a weak spot for her, but I also think that she's really great. I would say maybe that Nostradamus is still the best water character, but I can't argue with NoNo Alpha. She's really good. But Pierce, null gravity barrier, null damage wall, null block. That is a crazy, crazy triple null. And then any combination of those 2 would still be super good, but she has all 3, which is just crazy. You can almost use her everywhere. She's that good. But bump combo really good for taking down little guys. She has the lock-on piercing 3-shot, and then that's great for farming. So I have her built as a farmer with the sidekick and then the metal ableberry. But then, once you get rid of all the little guys with her bump combo, you can use her strike shot on the boss. And it's like specially made just for the boss, but super damage and the boss's weak point. And yeah, very, very strong. And so she'd be a good candidate for the kin strength and also the strike haste ableberries, so yeah, very well-rounded character. Also one of my favorites. Okay, number 3 was Gabrielle Ascension. And yeah, I agree. She really is one of the best characters in the game. And she's also probably the #1 priority for people to use the super bias scroll on. If you give it to her, she is a speed type. She'll become a super speed type, and then anytime she touches a wall, she'll get speed up, which is crazy for her. She already has very high speed herself and the dash ability. So yeah, she'll get around a lot, she'll get lots of hits on lots of different guys. But still very versatile double null, the Minesweeper null warp, and then also picks up null wind, which again, you don't need a whole lot, but it was good for like paradox and stuff. And then strike shot, the poison meteor. I always really like this one because it's a lot of damage up front, but then like continual damage as well down the line. So it's good for a variety of situations. Really, really good. Use her a lot. And yeah, number 3, Gabrielle. Number 2, I was a little bit surprised. That is Gungnir Alpha. But on thinking about it, maybe it's not that surprising. I think the reason why Shiro put her at number 2 is because she's very current. She's really good for the current high difficulty quests. Maybe in like, 3 months, half a year, we'll see her drop off, but for the moment, she's the hot character. But she's a Pierce, null damage wall, null block. That's a very nice double null sling style combo. That means she can go to lots of different quests. And then a weak point slayer, which we saw was really good in Metatron Alpha, especially since it's a passive skill for both of them. And then bump combo, she has the kind of the strike shot as a bump combo like Solomon, but all characters that she hits will get that target and then shoot the target. And that's a pretty strong bump combo. That's very worthy of a sidekick ableberry. And then the speed up, another kind of necessary bump combo for high difficulty quests. And then strike shot is super duper good. I don't know if you've used this, but it's a point and shoot like Pandora, but does crazy, crazy damage. More than Pandora, I'm thinking. It's not an ideal strike shot because sometimes you want to use your strike shot and then move around in order to set off bump combos or grab hearts or something, but this one is so strong and it can go through so many defenses that it's not that much of a concern. But yeah, I think that is, 3 alpha monsters on this list? Just goes to show how overboard they went. And yeah, I'm looking forward to more of them in the future. Okay, and number 1 might be no surprise to anyone, but that is Excalibur Ascension. But this guy breaks so many quests, both farming and also high difficulty. And yeah, everybody should get him. If you don't have him yet, save all your orbs for the legends at the beginning of the month, and definitely get him. And I would say get 2 of him, use 2 of his Ascension together, And then if you can, get a third, and then use that for the evolution. But Excalibur is great, and I'm happy to see a male character finally become a New Year's limited. But yeah, I'm sure you've all used this guy a ton. He's only got the single null, the null warp. But that's fine, you can just park him anywhere and then get his bump combo out. I've used him to farm a bunch of easier difficulty quests, you know, for appearances of Hakua or to make max lux, and he's great. But the auto javelin bump combo and then the hold in as the sub bump combo both are super strong, so he's good for a bunch of situations. And then the auto javelin's really easy to use too. You don't need to worry about positioning or anything. It'll just work for you. And then of course the strike shot, the grand command plus the wall bound. That's the same strike shot as Goofy, who people thought would never give to a 6-star monster, but here it is. But yeah, Excalibur, crazy character. I don't know what they could do to make a character stronger than this, but yeah, very cool. Okay, so that was a look at Shiro's top 10. I'm waiting for his partner, Naopiro, to do his own top 10 list. They said that they would do it, but it's been a couple weeks, so I don't know. But I think maybe I will make my own list, kind of as a supplement to this list of my own top 10 characters. So you can look forward to that. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.